Many of the rock formations in the park have been given names. Generically though, they are mesas, buttes, pinnacles or rock arches. The large flat-topped ones are called mesas because the early Spanish explorers thought they looked like a table and used their word mesa for that. Buttes are smaller. Technically they have to be taller than they are wide, and their name comes from the French for hillock. Some of the views could seem familiar because it has been used as the backdrop for many films, including the classic 1939 Stagecoach, directed by John Ford and starring John Wayne. In fact, it has been used in at least a couple of dozen films since, and many advertisements. Also TV shows, including 2 episodes of Doctor Who. The drive round the various formations is on unpaved dirt tracks, and, with a Navajo guide, I was able to extend the tour to the back country where we saw a modern hogan, and then our guide took us inside the more traditional dome form of the one-room home.
Dye the wool after the process or even before, just depending on the weaver. So you notice she didn't tie it, it's just like kind of intertwined, you know, keep going. So a little piece can go like a few yards. And while they're spinning it, they can determine whether they want to make it really thick or thin. So on some of the rugs, if you fill them, some of them have, you know, are a bit thicker than others. So depending what you're making, if you want to make clothing, hanging right there, the red, blue, black, there's a traditional rug dress, kind of formal wear for women. So she has an example of how it will look right there.
Many fine examples of traditional Navajo craftwork were on display. This huge domed cave with a hole in the top is reminiscent of the shape of the traditional hogan dwellings, including their central ventilation holes. The Native American flute here is being played by one of the other Navajo guides, and the cave's acoustics amplified the sound beautifully. Next door to Big Hogan was a further smaller arch. Our comfortable 4-wheel drive safari truck had been custom built for the majestic Monument Valley Touring Company. There is farming in the backcountry with both cattle and horses reared. There are also wild horses roaming the area. The formations can tower up to 1,000 feet in height. At this point there were also rock carvings known as petroglyphs, thought to be 1,000 years old. A different view of the earlier features as we returned at a higher level. Tours of the park on horseback are also popular because they can go even further into the backcountry through the sand dunes. This was the only wildlife I saw in the park, apart from the wild horses. As the day went on, some little clouds bubbled up. The story goes that director John Ford signed up a local medicine man to control the weather and evidently asked him to ensure that there would be pretty fluffy clouds. The pinnacles are what remains at the final stage of the erosion process. We completed our tour of the backcountry sandy roads before rejoining the two-way public trail, letting us view some of the iconic formations again in different lighting. The scree around the base of a mesa or butte is the result of the sides eroding. Monument Valley was on the boundary between Arizona and Utah, but a 2-hour drive to the east was Four Corners, a point unique in America where 4 states meet. There are plaques on the ground with seals of Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico and Utah. For photographs, some people just stand in the middle, whilst others do it properly by having a hand or a foot in every state.